Good morning, all. Myself is Prabhu Kumar, working as a assistant professor in EC department, Welltech Multitech, Dr. Rangarajan, Dr. Sagatala Engineering College. So, in this video, we are going to discuss about the multiple access techniques for wireless communication and evaluation of mobile communication. So, multiple access technique is nothing but it is a scheme by which multiple users can access the wireless network smoothly and make use of its services. And the evaluation of mobile communication is it's all about the different generation of mobile communication, first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth, and recently fifth generation mobile communication. So the multiple access technique, so it's all about sharing the finite amount of radio spectrum resources. So here the sharing is based on the base station to mobile and as well as mobile to base station. Simply many to one. So many to in one is nothing but it's a multiple access technique, and one to many is nothing but a broadcasting. So the broadcasting is a transmission from the base station in the downlink can be heard by each and every mobile user in the cell, and this one is broadcasting. The next one is a multiple access. So in multiple access, transmission from the mobile users in the uplink to the base station is many to one. We are using different type of multiple access techniques. So the first multiple access technique is a random access, and the second one is a frequency division multiple access. Another one is a time division multiple access, TDMA, and the next one is a spread spectrum multiple access. So here the code division multiple access is an example for a SSMA, means spread spectrum, and the last one is a space division multiple access techniques. So here the FDMA is used in first generation mobile communication system. So first generation mobile communication system is an AMPS. So AMPS is nothing but it's an advanced mobile phone system. So in FDMA we are allocating each user a unique frequency band. And TDMA, so in TDMA it is employed by second generation mobile communication system. So this one is a GSM, global system for mobile communication standard. Here the each user is allocated a time slot in a frame. So the given channel is in a time domain. And the next one is the code division multiple access technique. So in contrast to previous multiple access, here the users are separated in code domain through orthogonal or non-orthogonal coding, and all users can exchange data simultaneously over the same frequency time resources. So before we are discussing about the FDMA, so we must know the concept of a duplexing. So duplexing is nothing but it's a two-way communication. For voice or data communication, we must assure two-way communication. Okay, so two-way communication is nothing but we can talk and listen simultaneously. So here the two-way communication used in both time domain and frequency domain technique. Okay, so in time domain and frequency domain techniques. So here we are using forward and reverse band. One band is used for downlink and another one band is used for uplink. So downlink is nothing but it's a forward band, provides traffic from the base station to the mobile, and the reverse band means uplink. So it provides traffic from the mobile to the base station. So this is categorized into FDD and TDD. So FDD is a frequency division duplexing and TDD is a time division duplexing. So the first one is a frequency division duplexing. Okay, it provides two different bands of frequencies for every user, and one band is used for a downlink and another band is used for an uplink. Okay, the large interval between these frequency bands must be allowed so that interference is minimized. So this is a reverse channel and this one is a forward channel. So between a forward and a reverse we are having a frequency separation. Okay, and this frequency separation should be carefully decided, and the value of the frequency separation is a constant value for all users. And another duplexing technique is a time division duplexing. In time division duplexing communications, so both direction of transmission use continuous frequency allocation. So here we are using two separate frequency. So one slot is used for forward channel and another slot is used for a reverse channel. So as a consequence of the use of the same frequency band, the communication quality in both directions is the same, and this is completely entirely different from a frequency division duplexing. So see the figure. So in this figure we are having a slot number 0 to 7 and the channel is a forward, reverse, forward, reverse. Alternatively it's coming a forward and a reverse. So this is the concept of a FDD and a TDD. The first multiple access technique introduced was the FDMA. So FDMA is a frequency division multiple access. So we already know that frequency is a precious and scarce resource. Okay. In FDMA, each mobile is assigned a separate frequency channel for the duration of the call, and sufficient guard band is required to prevent adjacent channel interference. So here the mobile terminals will have one downlink frequency and one uplink frequency. So we are having a two bands. One band is used for a downlink and another band is used for an uplink. And the different cellular network protocols use different frequencies. Okay. So again I am recalling. So in FDMA, here each user is allocated a unique frequency band or channel. So during the period of the call, no other user can share the same frequency band. So here the individual user is assigned for a frequency. Okay, one frequency band is assigned for an user. So if all channels are in a cell are available to all the mobiles, channel assignment is carried out on a first come first served basis. The main advantage or main features of a FDMA, frequency division multiple access. So the first thing is a continuous transmission. So I already told to you. So it's a non-time sharing basis. So here each channel is assigned for each user. The channel is once assigned or used as a non-time sharing. So this means the both subscriber and base station can use their corresponding allotted channels continuously and simultaneously. Okay. Suppose if the FDMA channel is not in use, if the user is not in use, then they sit idle and cannot be used. Okay, cannot be used. So this thing is called as a wastage of resource. Okay, so in future this one is rectified by the technique frequency reuse. Okay, and the third feature is a low intersymbol interference. ISI is nothing but it is an intersymbol interference. So here the symbol time is large compared to the delay spread. And the next important factor is here there is no equalizer. We don't want any equalizer. So and the delay spread is generally less than the few microsecond, means flat fading. And another feature of FDMA is so here we are using a simple hardware at mobile unit and the base station. So because of that we no need any digital processing, as well as there is no need to combat the intersymbol interference also. Okay. And here the synchronization and framing is easy comparing to other multiple access techniques. And here we are using a duplexer, since both transmitter and the receiver operate at the same time. So here we are using a duplexer. Okay. So we are using duplexer means these result in an increase in the cost of mobile and base station. So the another feature of an FDMA is here we require tight RF filtering, because the most challenging factor in an FDMA is adjacent channel interference. Usually it is called as ACI. And the next thing is the non-linear effects in an FDMA. So in a FDMA system, many channels share the same antennas at the base station. The power amplifiers or the power combiners when operated at or near saturation are non-linear. Okay. So these non-linear dyes generate intermodulation frequencies. So due to that intermodulation frequencies, undesirable harmonics may be generated in outside the mobile or inside the mobile band. Okay, suppose undesirable harmonics generated outside the mobile radio band, it causes interference to adjacent services. And another one is the undesirable harmonics present inside the band cause interference to other users in the mobile system. And another one is the next multiple access technique is TDMA. Okay, so TDMA is nothing but it's a time division multiple access technique. So we already discussed it. So it's employed in a second generation mobile communication as well as GSM system, global system for mobile communication. Okay, here each user is allocated a time slot in a frame, so the given channel is in a time domain. Okay, so TDMA systems divide the channel time into frames. Each frame is further partitioned into time slots. In each slot, only one user is allowed to either transmit or receive, just a single communication only. Unlike FDMA, only digital data and digital modulation must be used. And the next one is here each user occupies a cyclically repeating slot. So a channel may be thought of as a particular time slot of every frame, where n time slots comprise a frame. So see the diagram. So here the channel 1 to channel 1 make as a frame, okay, in a time slot. The features of an FDMA, TDMA is the features of a TDMA, time division multiple access is so here the multiple channels per carrier or RF channels. And the second one is here in TDMA we use the technique buffer and burst transmission. So here the channels are used on a time sharing basis. So transmitter can be turned off during the ideal periods, and it is used in both narrowband and wideband. Okay, so depend on the factors such as modulation scheme, and another one is the number of voice channels per carrier channel. Okay, so comparing to other modulation techniques, other multiple access techniques, here intersample interference is high and high transmission rate. Due to high transmission rate, so here the intersample interference also high. So to want to reduce the intersample interference, we need some equalization technique. Usually we are using the adaptive equalizer to minimize the intersample interference. Here the TDMA is divided into slots and only one mobile terminal transmits during each slot. So for example, like during a lecture, only one can talk but others may take the floor in turn. So here the one TDMA frame consists of preamble, information and trial bits. So preamble is nothing but it's an address and synchronization information for base station and subscriber identification. So the next one is an information. So information containing number of slots, n number of slots, slot 1 to slot n. So here the each slot is consist of God bits, synchronization bits, control bits, information and CRC. So CRC is nothing but it's a cyclic redundancy check. And the last one is a trial bits. So here the God bits or God time, it's a synchronization of receivers between different slots and frames. Okay, so the next is the feature of a TDMA. So the use of digital technology permits the inclusion of several facilities in the mobile unit, increasing its complexity. And the second one is the flexible data rates by assigning multiple time slots. And the third feature is here we don't need any duplexer. We already know that it's a one-way communication. So either the user can transmit or either he can receive. So no duplexer is required. And lower base station cost. The use of multiple channels per carrier channel provides proportional reduction of the equipment at the base station. Okay. The another feature is comparing to FDMA. So it's a efficient power utilization in a TDMA. FDMA requires 3 to 6 dB power back off in order to compensate for intermodulation effects. Okay. So the next one is an handoff, efficient handoff. So TDMA systems can take advantage of the fact that the transmitter is switched off during ideal time slots. So we already know the concept of handoff. Suppose if the user move from one base station to another base station, okay, user move from one base station to another base station. So without the call is disconnected, it's handed off to base station 1 to base station 2. So this is a concept of a handoff. Okay, so in this we are using a mobile assisted handoff technique. And another one is an efficiency of a TDMA. So here the efficiency is calculated by measuring the percentage of bits per frame which contain the transmitted data. So usually it is represented as neta f. So neta f is equal to 1 minus BOH divided by BT. So BT is the total allocated bandwidth, and BOH is it's a all overheaded bits such as preamble, God bits, etc. Okay. So in this TDMA we are using the technique TDD as well as the FDD. So in TDMA TDD system, half of the time slots in the frame information message would be used for the forward link and another half is used for a reverse link. Okay. So in TDMA TDD, in total time slot, half time slot is used for a forward link and another half is used for a reverse link at the same channel condition. In TDMA FDD systems, same frame structure can be used for both forward and reverse transmission, but the only difference comparing to TDD is a carrier frequency used are different. Okay, so for forward link we are using one kind of carrier frequency, for reverse link we are using another different carrier frequency. And the next one is a different multiple access techniques in a different wireless cellular communication system. So for example, in AMPS, so this one is a first generation mobile communication. So in this we are using the technique FDMA FDD. In a second generation TDMA FDD. So like that we are using a different type of multiple access techniques for different mobile technologies. So the third one is a code division multiple access. So code division multiple access is nothing but, so this one is in contrast to previous multiple access, users are separated in code domain through orthogonal or non-orthogonal coding, and all users can exchange data simultaneously over the same frequency time resources. In CDMA, the narrow band message signal is multiplied by a very large bandwidth signal. So this one is called as a spreading signal, and it's also mentioned as a code before modulation and transmission over the air. So this is called a spreading. So in CDMA we are using the technique, or it is also called as a DSSS. So it's a direct sequence spread spectrum. The feature of a spreading signal, okay, the feature of a spreading signal consists of chips. Okay, so here each user having an individual code. So that individual code is nothing but it's a PN sequence. So PN sequence is a pseudo random code. It's also called as a spreading signal or pseudo noise PN. Okay, so each user has its own code word. So here the code words are orthogonal to each other. So it's a low autocorrelation. Okay, the transmitted signal or the sent signal is recovered by despreading process at the receiver. So in a transmitter we are using a spreading signal technique, and we are assigning individual code for each user and transmitting the signal. In receiver we are using the technique is a despreading. Okay, so we are recovering the original message signal. So next one is an advantages of a CDMA. So the first advantage is the low power spectral density, and the second one is an interference limited operation. Okay, so comparing to FDMA and TDMA, so this one is an interference limited operation. So the major advantage in a CDMA is a privacy. Okay, so the privacy is also known as security comparing to FDMA and TDMA. So in privacy, so here the code word is known only between the sender and receiver. Okay, sender and receiver only know the code word of a call. So here for other users the code word is appeared as a noise. Okay, so hence here other users cannot transmit the or cannot decode the messages that are in a transmitter. So and the next advantage is the reduction of multipath effects by using a larger spectrum. Okay, so another advantage is no frequency management comparing to FDMA and TDMA. No equalizer needed. Okay, so in TDMA we used the adaptive equalization technique, and no guard time also needed. So these are the different multiple access techniques used in a wireless communication. So next class we continue about the different type of mobile technologies used in wireless communication or mobile communication system. Okay, thank you. Thanks for watching.